Yes, this is the only thing that can stop the LA Clippers right now. Guess what? They're on fire. What's their secret? With an unstoppable streak, this team is dominating the court like never before. Let's find out as we explore their amazing performance. The LA Clippers started this season off pretty rough. They lost 6 games in a row at first and dropped to 11th place in the Western Conference standings. This was surprising because they had just acquired James Harden from the Philadelphia 76ers in a trade, hoping he would be the missing piece to help them win their first ever championship. But things did not go as planned. The team looked disorganized on offense, players were focused on getting their own shots, and it seemed like they were struggling to play as a team. However, the Clippers made some changes. They moved Westbrook to come off the bench, gave more playing time to Zubac and Norman Powell, and picked up Daniel Theis from the buyout market, who has been playing well off the bench. These adjustments seemed to work wonders. The Clippers found their groove, their identity, and started playing like a cohesive team. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and James Harden, the big three everyone doubted would work together, started complementing each other's skills on the court. Now, the Clippers are on fire. They've turned their season around and are one of the best teams in the Western Conference. But are they for real? Can they keep up this level of play? Let's look at the stats. Right now, things are going well for the Clippers. They've won 12 of their last 14 games and are playing with a lot of energy. They're sharing the ball better and playing faster, which has helped them score more points. In their last 15 games, the Clippers have been on fire. They've had the second highest win percentage in the league, only behind the Boston Celtics. Their offensive rating is the 3rd highest, and they have the 5th highest net rating. They're scoring a lot of points, shooting nearly 40% from the 3-point range, and making over 50% of the overall field goals. They're also the best free throw shooting team in the league, making 85% of their shots from the line. This is the Clippers' last chance to win a championship with their current players. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George might leave after this season, and James Harden is in the final year of his contract. If they don't win this year, the team might have to rebuild, which could take a long time. But it's not just about the numbers, it's about how they're playing. The Clippers are scoring in different ways. They're shooting well from 3, driving to the basket, scoring from mid-range, and getting to the free throw line. They're also moving the ball better, with improved passing and ball movement compared to earlier in the season. But what really sets this trio apart is their chemistry. They move like a well-oiled machine, seamlessly passing the ball and setting screens to create scoring opportunities. It's like they can read each other's minds out there. So, what does this all mean for the Clippers? Well, it means they're a force to be reckoned with. With their offensive firepower and defensive prowess, they're a nightmare for any team to face. And come playoff time, they might just be the team to beat. What's even scarier is their big three, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and James Harden, are playing some of their best basketball. Harden, in particular, has been impressive, adapting his game and playing solid defense. This guy is a wizard with the ball. He's like a master chess player, always 2 steps ahead of his opponents. Harden's got this killer move where he fakes out defenders with lightning-fast speed, leaving them in the dust. And when he's not driving to the hoop, he's draining 3-pointers like it's nobody's business. Plus, his passing game is on point, making it impossible for the defenses to predict his next move. The role players are stepping up to, providing the depth the team needs. Zubac, Powell, and Westbrook have all been playing well off the bench. The team has good chemistry, and everyone is getting along. However, there's one thing that can stop the Clippers from winning the championship. Yes, injuries. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George have a history of getting injured, especially during the playoffs. If they can stay healthy, the Clippers have a good chance of making a deep playoff run. But if they get hit with injuries, it could be a different story. Overall, the Clippers are looking serious as title contenders. They've overcome a rough start to the season and are playing some of the best basketball in the league. But their success will ultimately depend on staying healthy and continuing to play as a cohesive team. It seems like no one can figure out how to stop them. What's even more impressive is their record over the past 22 games, an astounding 18 wins and only 4 losses. That's almost as good as the Utah Jazz, who are considered one of the top teams in the NBA. What's their secret? Well, for starters, they're absolutely deadly when it comes to shooting three-pointers. And to make matters even more challenging for their opponents, their 2 biggest stars, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, have hardly missed any games due to injuries. That's pretty unbelievable, considering the wear and tear most players endured throughout the season. In fact, they're now ranked 5th in offensive rating, meaning they have one of the top 5 offenses in the entire league. And defensively, they're not too shabby either, sitting comfortably at 14th place in defensive rating. Let's talk about Kawhi Leonard for a moment. This guy is all about efficiency. Kawhi's mid-range shot is lethal, and his footwork in the post is unmatched. And when it comes to defense, forget about it. Kawhi's lockdown D is the stuff of legend. He's been putting up some impressive numbers this season, averaging almost 24 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and nearly 2 steals per game. And his shooting percentages? Out of this world. He's hitting over 50% of his shots from the field and an incredible 44% from beyond the arc. But let's not forget about Paul George. He's been having a standout season too, reminding everyone why he's considered one of the best players in the league, with stats reminiscent of his MVP caliber performance in 2019. This dude is a sharpshooter from beyond the arc. When Harden kicks the ball out to him, you can bet George is gonna make it rain threes. But he's not just a one-trick pony. George can drive to the basket with finesse, weaving through defenders like a pro. And don't get me started on his mid-range game. With almost 24 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals per game, he's been a force to be reckoned with on both ends of the court. The addition of James Harden and Russell Westbrook has provided valuable support to the team. Harden is averaging 16.9 points, 8.4 assists, and 4.6 rebounds per game since joining the Clippers, while Westbrook has been contributing with his playmaking abilities and solid defense. Now, the big question is, can they deliver when it matters most? The playoffs. Kawhi Leonard has a reputation for stepping up in clutch moments, but Paul George has had his struggles in the past. However, with the support of Harden and Westbrook, who have been fitting into their roles seamlessly, there is hope that this can be their year to shine in the postseason. Speaking of supporting cast, let's not overlook the contributions of players like Terrence Mann, Ivica Zubac, and Norman Powell. These guys may not always make the headlines, but they've been crucial in helping the Clippers secure wins. And let's not forget about Mason Plumlee, who's been holding down the fort in the absence of Zubac. Powell has been efficient, shooting 50% from the field and 45% from the three-point range. And then there's coach Tyronn Lue. He's the mastermind behind the whole operation, pulling the strings to maximize his team's potential. Whether it's running the triangle offense or executing a flawless pick and roll, Coach Tyronn Lue knows how to get the best out of his players. Looking ahead, the Clippers have a favorable schedule coming up, with some winnable games against teams like Brooklyn, Toronto, and Cleveland. If they can keep up their winning ways, they'll be in a great position heading into the playoffs. This level of consistency is rare in the NBA and has contributed greatly to the team's recent winning streaks. The LA Clippers are currently one of the most dominant teams in the NBA, thanks to the stellar performances of their star players, the addition of key supporting cast members, and their impressive recent winning streaks. With their sights set on the playoffs, they are poised to make a deep run and potentially compete for the championship title. So, are the Clippers the best team this season? Only time will tell. One thing's for sure, they're definitely a problem for their opponents, and they're showing no signs of slowing down anytime soon. So buckle up, basketball fans. The Clippers are on a mission, and they're looking to make some noise in the postseason. The best thing is yet to come. So, do comment your thoughts on this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for all the latest ball and news.